Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, GTR Math Tutorial, and Facebook, RJ Enseñado. So for today's video, we will discuss 10 items of Civil Service Exam Reviewer for numerical reasoning. So this is all about ratio and proportion. So we have 10 items. So bawat slide, i-pause nyo muna and try nyong sagutan. So dapat may timer, 1 minute lang dapat bawat number. Okay? So dahil alam naman natin sa civil service exam, importante ang oras. So 1 minute lang dapat. Okay? And kung gusto nyo nga pala ng civil service exam reviewer, meron makikita nyo po sa product. Yan, dyan sa baba. Makikita nyo yung mga product na civil service exam reviewer na recommended ko po. Maganda po ang mga explanation niyan at maraming mga sample problems sa numerical, analytical, sa verbal. So, kompleto po yan. May general info. Okay, so let's start. Number 1. In the ratio 4:5, what is the second term if the first term is 20? Okay, so we will solve this using different methods in solving ratio and proportion. So we have given the ratio is 4:5. So first number is 4, the second number is 5. So what is the second term if the first term is 20? So this is the first term. So we have, if the first term is 20, what is the second term? So second term, we don't know the second term. So let's just put any variable. Let's say n. Okay, so first method, we can use the colon form. So we just pair this 4:5. That is equal to 4:5 equals 20. 20 is to n. So if we use this colon form, we just multiply the extremes, yung dalawang nasa dulo. Multiply the extremes. So we have 4 times n, we have 4n equals the product of the means. Okay, means yung dalawang nasa gitna. So 5 times 20, we have 100. Then divide both sides by 4. So therefore, the answer is n equals 100 divided by 4. The answer is letter B, 25. Or we can solve this using fraction. So we have 4:5. So that can be written as 4 over 5 in fraction. And then 20 is to n. So that is 20 over n. And then we just cross multiply. So 4 times n, we have 4n. Another technique, we can just write this 5 times 20 and then we will use the cancellation law. So to solve for n, divide both sides by 4. Okay, so pwedeng hindi i-multiply agad, unahin natin yung divide para wag nang lumaki yung number. So 20 divided by 4, that is equal to 5. And then we can now multiply this 5 times 5. Therefore, the value of n is 5 times 5, 25. So same answer of 25, letter B. Then another technique, so we have 4:5 equals 20 is to n. So we just think of a number that when multiplied by 4, the answer is equal to 20. So what number that when we multiply 4, the answer is 20? So that means we will multiply this by 5 since 4 times 5 is 20. Since this is fraction, so when you multiply 5 to the numerator, so multiply also 5 to the denominator, 5 times 5, so same answer of 25. Okay? And then another technique is the ratio rotation. So we call this ratio rotation. So from this 20, so lagay lang tayo ng circle dito, papunta dito sa unknown variable natin na n. So 20, i-divide lang natin ito. So tandaan sa ratio and proportion, division lang at addition yung gagamitin natin dito. So 20 divided by 4, the answer is 5. And then 5, we will multiply that to this denominator. So ito yung pag-ikot niya, 20 divided by 4 is 5 and then times the denominator 5. So yun na yung magiging value ng n, 25. Okay, so yan yung ratio rotation. So yan yung apat na technique na ginamit natin. Yung una, colon form, product of the means, yung nasa gitna equals product ng extremes. Second is the cross multiplication and then we have ratio rotation. And then the last, yung nabura ko na. So isip lang tayo ng number na kapag i-multiply natin itong number dito, magiging 20. Tapos gagamitin din natin yon dito sa denominator. Okay? So next, number 2. So divide 450 pesos between A and B in the ratio 2:7, how much is B share? So kapag ganitong problem na given yung total tapos i-divide natin sa ratio 2:7, so ang A dito itong 2. So maglagay tayo ng expression para kay A tsaka para kay B. Since ang ratio nila ay 2:7, ibig sabihin yung 2 at 7 nakamultiply yan sa magkaparehas na number. So let's say yung parehas na number hindi natin alam, lagyan natin ng variable x. Okay? So ang hinahanap natin, how much is B share? So ito yung kailangan nating malaman, itong 7x. Okay, so dahil ang total nila ay 450, i-add lang natin itong dalawa. So ang magiging equation natin ay 2x plus 7x equals to the total 450. Then solve the value of x. 2x plus 7x, we have 9x equals 450. And then divide both sides by 9. Cancel the 9, that is 1. 9 divided by 9 is 1. X therefore is equal to, when we divide this, 45 divided by 9, that is equal to 5. Just copy this 0, so therefore, the value of x is 50. So the B share is equal to 7 times x, which is 50. So the value of B share is 350. So to check if we will get the total of 450, so just substitute also 50 to this 2x. To get the share of A, so we have 2. Share of A, 2 times 50, we have 100. So when we add this 100 plus 350, we have 450. So the total is 450. So the answer is the B share is equal to 350, letter C. Okay? So next number 3. If 3 pencils cost 18 pesos, how much do 8 pencils cost? Okay, so setup lang natin yung table. So lagyan lang natin ng pencils, tsaka yung cost. Cost in pesos. So we have 3 pencils. Given 3 pencils, ang cost daw is 18 pesos. So ang question, how much do 8 pencils cost? So ilagay natin yung 8 pencils dito. Hinahanap natin yung cost. So lagyan natin ng variable n. And then set up the proportion. So malinaw naman, ito ay direct variation or direct proportion. Since yung pencil kapag dumami from 3 naging 8, syempre yung cost niya ay dadami din. From 18 pesos tataas siya. So ito ay direct variation. So i-set up lang natin. Set up natin, pwedeng gumamit ng fraction, pwedeng gumamit ng column form. So fraction na lang ang gamitin natin. So we have 3 over 18 equals 8 over n. And then we just cross multiply. Okay, cross multiply 3 times n. We have 3n equals 18 times 8. So wag na munang i-multiply itong 18 times 8. Unahin natin yung cancellation para hindi na lumaki yung number. So divide both sides by 3. So pwede na agad makancel ang 18 divided by 3. Eksakto na kasi yun. 18 divided by 3, that is equal to 6. So mas madaling solution, lumiit na agad yung number, i-multiply na lang natin ito. 6 times 8, therefore the answer is n equals 48, letter D. Okay? Next number 4. A recipe requires 2 cups of sugar for every 5 cups of flour. If you use 15 cups of flour, how many cups of sugar do you need? Okay, so set up natin yung table. A recipe requires 2 cups of sugar. So lagay lang natin sugar. 2 cups of sugar for every 5 cups of flour. Okay, so flour, 5 cups. Then we have, if you use 15 cups of flour, so lagay natin dito, 15. And then, how many cups of sugar do you need? So lagyan natin ito ng variable n. So dito pa lang, sa table natin, madali nang isolve to. Pwede na natin gamitan ng ratio rotation na to, or isipin lang natin yung 5 naging 15. Anong ginawa doon? From 5 naging 15, nag-multiply lang tayo dyan ng 3. So, ibig sabihin, itong 2, para makuha natin yung n, mag-multiply lang din tayo ng 3. So, 2 times 3, therefore, the value of 6 is n. O, the value of n is 6. Letter C. Okay? Or if we set up the proportion, we have 2 is paired to 5. So, 2 is to 5 or 2 over 5 equals n over 15. So, if we cross multiply 5 times n, we have 5n equals, since maliit lang yung number, pwedeng i-multiply na natin. 2 times 15, that is equal to 30. And then, divide both sides by 5. So, therefore, cancel this. The value of n is equal to 30 divided by 5. We have 6. So same answer, letter C. Number 5. In a school, the ratio of boys to girls is 5:6. If there are 90 girls, how many boys are there? So set up the table, we have ratio of boys to girls. So nauna yung boys, so ibig sabihin, yung boys ay yung 5, and then yung girls, yun yung 6. So if there are 90 girls, so 90 girls, lagay natin yung 90 dito sa tapat ng girls. Ang nawawala, how many boys are there? So lagyan natin ito ng N. Okay? So pwedeng isipin lang natin. Or another technique, yung ratio rotation. Ito yung ratio rotation. Yung una lagi dito, divide. Tapos ito, multiply. Okay? So yun yung ratio rotation. Or, pero ako, ang ginagamit ko lang lagi ay set up lang ako ng fraction lang, 5/6. Yung magka-partner, 5:6. So 5/6 equals n over 90. And then I just cross multiply. So therefore, we have 6 times n. We have 6n is equal to 5 times 90. So hindi ko muna i-multiply yung 5 times 90. Uunahin ko yung divided by 6. So divide both sides by 6. Cancel the 6. N is equal to 90 divided by 6. So this is equal to 15. Okay. So pakita lang natin. 90 divided by 6. So 9 divided by 6, we have 1 times 6. We have 6. Subtract. We have 3. Bring down 0. 30 divided by 6 is 5. 5 times 6 is 30. Okay? So therefore, we have 5 times 15. So multiply this. 5 times 15 equals 75. The correct answer is letter D. Number 6. If 7 workers can complete a task in 12 days, how long will it take 14 workers working at the same rate? Okay? So we have given 7 workers. Number of workers. If we have 7 workers, can complete the task in 12 days. So number of days, 7 workers is to 12 days. So the question is, how long will it take 14 workers? So lagay natin yung 14 workers dito sa tapat ng column ng workers at the same rate. How long? So we are looking for the value of the number of days, n. So analyze nating mabuti. Yung workers natin from 7 naging 14. So ano kayang mangyayari sa number of days kapag work problem? Kapag yung number of workers dumami, anong mangyayari sa number of days? So ang mangyayari sa number of days ay, syempre, bababa ito. Dahil dumami yung workers, tapos yung task ay parehas pa rin naman, so syempre, itong number of days, bababa. At base sa choices natin, puro mas mababa sa 12 yung mga given. Ito lang 12 parehas to, so hindi na to pwedeng maging sagot. So therefore, base nga sa choices, ito ay inverse variation. Dahil pag dumami yung workers, yung number of days, bababa dapat. Kapag inverse variation, ang formula natin sa inverse variation, imbis na fraction, ang mangyayari, yung magka-partner ay imumultiply dapat dahil inverse nga ito, inverse variation. So tandaan sa direct naka-over, magiging 7/12 equals 14/n. Kapag inverse variation naman, imbis na fraction, magiging multiply. So we have 7 times 12. So yung magka-partner, 7 times 12 equals, i-multiply din natin ito, 14 times n. Okay? So find the value of n, divide both sides by 14. Okay? Then we can reduce this to lowest term. 7 and 14, we can divide both by 7. 7 divided by 7 is 1. 14 divided by 7 is 2. And then we can now divide 12 and 2. 12 divided by 2, the answer is 6. So therefore, the correct answer is letter B, 6 days. Number 7. The ratio of two numbers is 9:2. If their sum is 55, what is the smaller number? So parang katulad ito nung number 2 yata kanina. So given two numbers, ang ratio ay 9:2, then given yung kanilang total. If their sum is 55, what is the smaller number? So ang smaller number natin, syempre yung mas maliit dyan na, mas maliit na number sa 9:2. So we have 2x. Lalagyan natin ng variable yan. Same dapat na number nakamultiply sa 9 at 2. So ang smaller ay 2x at ang bigger naman, bigger number ay magiging 9x. Then given ang kanilang total na 55, so ang magiging equation natin ay 2x, i-add lang natin itong dalawa, 2x plus 9x equals 55. Then add this, we have 2x plus 9x, we have 11x equals 55. Divide both sides by 11. So cancel this, this is 1. The value of x therefore is 55 divided by 11, we have 5. So we are looking for the smaller number. So a smaller number is 2x, so we have 2. The value of x is 5, so 2 times 5 equals 10. Okay, so the correct answer is letter A. So let's do the checking. The bigger number will be 9 times x. X is 5. 9 times 5, we have 45. If we add this, 10 plus 45 is equal to 55. So the given sum is 55. Okay? So next number, number 8. So kung nanonood pa rin kayo, so huwag kalimutan, i-click ang mag-subscribe at i-click ang bell button para updated kayo sa mga susunod ko pang mga reviewer para sa civil service. So number 8, two numbers are in the ratio 7 is to 5. If the difference between them is 24, what is the larger number? Okay, so again, we have two numbers, 7 is to 5. So the difference between them is 24. What is the larger number? So the larger number is 7. So since this is a proportion, so we will multiply 7 and 5 to same number. So therefore, the larger number will be 7x. The smaller number will be 5x. And given their difference, the difference between them is 24. So our working equation is 7x minus 5x equals 24. So the question is, what is the larger number? So we want to find the value of 7x. Okay, solve for x first. Subtract this, 7x minus 5x. We have 2x equals 24. Divide both sides by 2. So the value of x is equal to 24 divided by 2 is 12. So the larger number is equal to 7 times x, which is 12. So 7 times 12, that is equal to 7 times 2, we have 14, carry 1. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 1, we have 8. So the correct answer is 84. So 84 is not in the choices. So may typo siguro dito. So 84 dapat ang magiging sagot. So i-check natin. So ang smaller number daw. So check natin ang smaller number. So ang smaller number ay magiging 5 times the value of x is 12. So 5 times 12, that is equal to 60. So if we subtract this, 84 minus 60, the answer is 24. So given their difference is 24. Okay, so may typo siguro dun sa pinagkopyahan ko nitong problem na ito. Correct answer is 84 and that's not in the choices. Okay, so next, number 9. A typical walking rate is 1 mile in 20 minutes. If a jogger can jog about 3 times that speed, approximately how far that jogger be able to jog in 2 hours? Okay, so let's set up the table. Typical walking rate, 1 mile, 20 minutes. So a jogger can jog about 3 times, okay? So 3 times. 3 times that speed. So therefore, magiging 3 miles. 3 miles in 20 minutes because 3 times. Okay? So magiging, ang sagot natin dito, yung speed. So ano yung speed natin dito? If a jogger can jog about 3 times that speed, or ito yung miles pala. Okay? So miles tsaka minutes ang ilalagay natin sa table. So ang sabi, a typical walking rate is 1 mile in 20 minutes. If a jogger can jog about 3 times, 3 times that speed. So imbis na 1 mile, magiging siyang 3 miles kasi nga yung 1 mile ay 3 times daw yung jogger. Okay? So given time is 20 minutes. So we have approximately how far would that jogger be able to jog in 2 hours? So lagay natin dito sa time 2 hours. Kaso dapat in minutes ito. So dahil given ay 2 hours, i-convert natin sa minutes. Parehas dapat lagi kapag ratio and proportion. So i-convert lang natin ang 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. So syempre, ang magiging 2 hour ay magiging 2 times 60. So that will be equal to 120 minutes. So imbis na 2 ang ilalagay natin dito, gagawin nating 120 kasi minutes nga itong nakalagay natin na label dito. Okay? So, gusto nating malaman yung miles, lagyan natin ito ng N. So, by inspection, madaling masolve kasi yung 20, anong ginawa para naging 120? Minultiply lang sa 6. 20 times 6, that's 120. So, i-multiply lang din natin ito sa 6. 3 times 6 is equal to 18. So, the correct answer is letter D, 18 miles. Or if we set up the proportion, we have 3 is to 20 or 3 over 20 equals N is to 120 or N over 120, and then cross multiply 20 times N. We have 20N equals 3 times 120. So 3 times 120, and then divide both sides by 20. So we will get the same answer. N is equal to, divide first 120 divided by 20. We have 6, and then multiply this. 3 times 6 is 18. So same answer, letter D. Last number, number 10. Audrey makes an average of 18 minutes of business calls every 2 days. At this rate, how much time does she spend making business calls in a 5-day work week? Okay, so set up natin yung table. So given, Audrey makes an average of 18 minutes. 18 minutes, so lagyan natin ng minutes. 18 minutes of business calls every 2 days. So, number of days, for every 2 days, Audrey makes 18 minutes of business calls. So, the question is, at this rate, so same rate, how much time does she spend making business calls in a 5-day work week? So, yung sa days, ilagay natin 5, and then isolve natin itong minutes dito, lagyan natin ng variable n. So, mahirap isolve ito nung mini-mental lang kasi 2 naging 5 parang hindi eksakto, no? Yung 2 para maging 5, so hindi eksakto yung minumultiply, 2.5 yon. So mahirap yung ganong method, yung iisipin lang natin. So isolve na lang natin using the direct variation. So syempre pag tumaas yung number of days, number of minutes ay tataas din. Okay? So direct variation, so we have 18 is to 2 or 18 over 2 equals n is to 5 or n over 5. And then we cross multiply. 2 times n, we have 2n equals 18 times 5. Unahin natin, wag munang i-multiply, unahin natin yung divided by 2 para madali nang i-mental ito. Divide both by 2, therefore the value of n, so the value of n is equal to, divide first 18 divided by 2, that's equal to 9. And then multiply this, 9 times 5, we have 45 minutes. Okay? So 18 times 5 is 45 minutes. And wala rin sa choices. How much time does she spend in a 5-day work week? Wala sa choices yung 45 minutes. So the correct answer, 45 minutes. So again, wala sa choices. Okay? So that's all. So thank you for watching. I hope you learned something from this video. So kung meron kayong math question, i-comment nyo lang po or i-PM nyo ako sa aking messenger, RJ Enseñado. So good luck po sa lahat ng nagre-review. Bye-bye and God bless.